So welcome to the TIRF system. So this system is a wide field fluorescent system, inverted, as you can see. It's made for both calcium imaging, for radiometric imaging, and then it has a special TIRF condenser for TIRF illumination. First of all, the startup procedure is written on the wall together with a shutdown procedure, and I'll go through it in this short video. You need to power it on, and if you're only using it as a wide field, then you only press the first power button up here. If you're going to use the lasers, then you turn on the TIRF. And the TIRF is just meaning that you are turning on these 3 lasers, and for that you also need to toggle the switches here, so the keys. So everything is powered on. If you need temperature control and CO2 control, then you control it over here, which is also turned on in this case. If you don't need it, please turn it off. After powering on, you can see that the camera is initializing, so you can see it's blinking. It does so for approximately 30 seconds, and after that it can be controlled by the computer. By the way, the camera is one of the most sensitive cameras on the market, so it has a quantum efficiency of 95%, so you really get most out of your photons. So the special thing about this system is the TIRF condenser. So it's a black piece behind the microscope here, and you see the light guides coming in. So this is the 3 laser lines. So the 405 laser, the 488, and the 561 laser going in here, and they need to be aligned perfectly for the best TIRF angle. And that is done here, and I will show you that in another tutorial. What you need to know at the basic startup is that there's a switch back here. This one is currently in the wide field position. When you need to use TIRF, then you take it to the right, which is a position that is used for both TIRF and wide field, but it takes some light from the wide field, and if you're only using it for wide field, you should go to this position. After turning on all the hardware components, you can now turn on the computer. And now the software is able to control all the parts. Okay, for this system we have some parts in the box to the left, and I'll just outline them here. So these guys are for Petri dishes, and if you need slides, you have this one. The Petri dishes needs to be fixed inside this one, and the whole thing goes into the microscope. You need to know that we have 3 configurations. So for Petri dishes, you start the configuration for plates, and for slides you start the configuration for slides, and then we have also a configuration for TIRF. So whenever you need TIRF, you use the slides, because that's what you need to set up. And also, whenever you need TIRF, you use the lasers, and then this cover needs to be on top for laser safety. The remaining parts is some custom devices made for calcium imaging, and then there's also a special insert for some EVD slides, and a weight you can put on top of your dishes to put on pressure and have even imaging. So in the image now you see a special lens for TIRF. So this is a 150x objective lens with a NA of 1.45. And I have to emphasize that this is what you need to take care of. So the reason why there is a configuration that is not called TIRF is that when you use the wide field configuration, this is not in the light path, and you don't want to scratch this lens. So I'll move it manually because I show it this once. Otherwise you only move it manually in the software. You can see this correction color, which is correcting for the focus for 2 different temperatures. So the white is the room temperature and yellow is 37 degrees. So when you start the system up in a wide field configuration, it will start up with one of the other lenses, and you need to put in your sample. So let's say you are imaging with the slides, then you insert this slide holder. And you don't put it directly on top because then it will not fit. So you put it in like this and then you slide it in, as with most other inverted microscopes. So now it's completely level and you can put in your slide and take care of the working distance, of course, to the objective lens. If you use plates, you have the other insert. And this one is slided in the same way. And so right now it fits with the 96 well plates. But maybe you have Petri dishes or other, you need to insert in an insert like this, either this one or one of the custom-made ones. So when you need the system for TIRF illumination and you're using the lasers, you should put in this laser safety box, and once it is correct position, then the laser is ready to be operated. If you don't remember this, the system would not work for you. And you also use this piece for CO2 coverage. So when you use the system for incubation, you also need to cover the slides or the samples. After imaging, you need to take care of some parts on the system to cool down before powering off. So the fluorescent light source needs to be shut down in the software, and after doing that, you'll need to leave the power on for 15 minutes. I have now shut off the light source in the software, and I close down the software and the PC. Then I go to the lasers. If I have turned them on at all, I switch them off, like this. And then I leave the system for 15 minutes and power everything off. And powering off is simply the 2 buttons on the wall.